All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today's message is simple. Stop living in fear. But first, if you care about your own sobriety journey as much as we do, we have hundreds of videos just for you on the topics of sobriety and self-improvement. So make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. All right, let's get started. So one of the comments that I hear all the time mostly comes from people who haven't started their sobriety journey yet. And that comment always starts off with two words: I'm afraid. So let's pause right there, and I'm gonna put those words up on the screen so that for those of you that are sober, you can remember what it was like to be in those very early days of sobriety, just hoping to get sober. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that if I get sober, that I'm afraid I'll lose friends, or that I'll be bored, or I'll be lonely, or I won't know what to do or where to go or how to have fun. I won't know who to talk to, that I'll probably be tired and irritable and stressed out, and that sobriety will be hard. Does that sound familiar? We all remember being scared in those early days, right? We all remember being anxious about starting sobriety, about just doing the first day, and thinking, can I even make it to a week sober? And thinking to yourself that a month seems like an eternity, and that you probably have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than to make it to a whole year of sobriety. But I want to remind you that you don't have to get sober for a whole week today. You don't have to get sober for a whole month today, and you certainly don't need to get sober for a whole year today. Remember what we talked about in the last video? Start small. Start with realistic goals for your sobriety journey, or any other task or any other goal. Set yourself up for small, manageable wins throughout the day as you work on getting your life back in order. Think about this. You don't go on a first date with an engagement ring in your pocket, do you? You don't walk into your new job asking your manager how much longer until you can have their position. So don't get ahead of yourself. You might still be in the stage of sobriety where no matter what time of day it is, the curtains are closed. With a sleeping mask on your nightstand and earplugs to deal with those pesky springtime birds. Your room might be a mess, your house is probably a mess, and in most areas your life also might be a mess. And I know that there are people in this community who no longer associate with the headaches, with the nausea, with the hangovers, with the daily anxiety, the depression, the anger, the frustration. And we can all, regardless of our sobriety successes or failures, become a little bit out of touch with reality on both ends of the spectrum. And this is where I want our seasoned pros here in this community to take a quick moment to leave a quick comment and speak to anyone out there who's still struggling, and remind them where you came from, what your obstacles were, what you were dealing with in the early days of your sobriety journey, and most importantly, what you were afraid of in your early sobriety journey. We all know what it's like to fail basically every single time. And that is when the magic starts to happen. You wake up one day and you didn't drink last night, and then you think to yourself, well, I don't really feel my best, but I kind of feel motivated to keep going. And then you end up waking up a second day sober, and then a third day sober. And that's why I'm so incredibly proud of this community, because you all show up. You leave those comments. You reach out to others and check on them to say, hey, great job, let's go, keep up the great work. And in return, I show you guys that I care by leading by example, by not being some absentee landlord of a YouTube host who doesn't even bother getting back to you. Check my resume in the comment section of all of our videos. I'm here with you. And right now, I want those of you who are sober out there to comment in the comment section down below and fill the comments with positivity, with what you've learned, with what worked for you, with the new healthy habits that you've created. But also too, don't forget to tell people where you came from. How many years were you drinking? How much were you drinking? How much money were you wasting per month on alcohol? Were you a daily binge drinker? Were you a weekend warrior? Did you dabble in maybe other substances while you were also drinking? It's this kind of accountability and transparency that reminds us of how far that we've come to practice self-care, gratitude, and appreciation for all that we have, to remind ourselves how much worse things could have been. I'm willing to bet that there's not a single person in this community who's gotten sober who hasn't said these exact words, which are, I don't know why I didn't get sober sooner. And that brings me back to today's topic. Stop living in fear. The best day to start your sobriety journey was yesterday, but the next best day to start is today. You only stand to benefit from sobriety. First thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna start saving a lot of money. And then maybe you can start using that money to eat healthier along with your sobriety, and then you'll also lose weight and increase longevity. And then when you start exercising along with eating better and getting sober, you'll also lower your risk of all-cause mortality, of cancer, of Alzheimer's, of dementia. You'll lower your blood pressure. You might even be able to come off of some or all medications. You'll be proud of yourself again. You'll start to love yourself again. And you'll start to believe in you again. Aren't you tired of waking up every day feeling like you're trapped in the same nightmare? Well, here's a reminder that an addiction to alcohol is a self-imprisonment, and the door is locked from the inside. We all know that alcohol affects the brain, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the pancreas, the bladder, your colon, your skin, and that it damages your DNA. And that the life expectancy for somebody with alcohol use disorder is 24 to 28 years shorter than the general population. So what are you really afraid of? You're afraid that you can't go to the bar? You're afraid that you'll have to process normal feelings instead of just anger and jealousy and depression and anxiety and rage. You're afraid that life won't be the same, I get it. What am I supposed to do on the weekends? What am I supposed to drink instead? What am I supposed to do when I see family or friends, or when I go out to dinner, or on the holidays, or a wedding, or time out? What does that sound like to you? It's fear. What's today's topic? Stop living in fear, that's right. Like we said in the previous video, you don't have to worry about your future today, just don't drink today. The whole point of sobriety is to start building positive momentum, to start making steps towards the future that you want and away from the state of limbo that you currently feel like you're stuck in. So that in just a few short days from now and a few weeks from now, you'll remember leaving comments like, "How am I supposed to stop drinking?" And realize that the answer was simple all along. You just stop drinking. You slowly wake up from the nightmare. And along with quitting drinking, you put together a rough draft of a plan that includes other things to keep your mind and your body occupied. That you have the conversations with the people in your house and the people in your life and the people that stand to benefit from you being your best, and that also includes you. And because not all of us would welcome being pulled aside and being told, "Hey, I wish you'd stop drinking so damn much." You already know and you already think the same thing about yourself. "I wish I'd quit drinking. I wish that I'd quit wasting time and money and energy in my life." So I have a quote for you that I'd like to share, and I want you to write it down. So go ahead and grab a pen or open up the note-taking app on your phone. Here's the quote. "The magic that you're looking for is in all the work that you continue to avoid." Sit with that one for a moment. The magic that you're looking for is in all the work that you continue to avoid. The only difference between being scared and being excited is your willingness to participate. Some people call it butterflies, some people call it anxiety, some people call it fear, and some people call it the sign that it's time for a change. The only thing guaranteed in life is that things are going to change. Life isn't designed to stay the same, and you aren't supposed to stay the same. The way that you handle stress and fear isn't supposed to be the way that you handled complex emotions when you were 18, 21, 25, or even 35. The only thing stopping you from the evolution that you deserve is your willingness to participate. It's the self-sabotage. It's giving into that part of you and the part that lives inside of all of us that continues to win those conversations in your head more times than not. That it's easier to just do nothing instead. That it's easier to just do what we already know. To use the tools that we know or the lack thereof. To get loud when we should have reflected silently. To accuse instead of asking more questions. To find the truth instead of believing what we just want to hear instead, which may also include pushing others away or keeping secrets or lying to the people that we care about or even lying to ourselves. I know that you want more for yourself, and you know that you want more for yourself. And if you're here with us, you're in the right place. I always encourage you to watch one of our videos every day, especially in your first month or so of sobriety, and leave comments when you do. Keep track of your sobriety successes and your failures too. It's all part of the journey. Think of your sobriety journey like you're a scientist doing research on you. Like you're a general at war drafting a battle plan on who the enemy is. There will be failures, there will be setbacks. There will be sacrifices and there will be a few casualties, but you will learn from all of them. And take note of what the enemies to your sobriety are: the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. In other words, the people, places, and things that lead you to wanting to drink. So if you missed the prompt earlier to leave a comment on how you approached sobriety in those early days, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below. And for those of you out there who are starting or maybe restarting their sobriety journeys, we want to hear from you too. So say hello, make some friends, and don't be a stranger. Sobriety is already hard enough as it is, so don't make it harder on yourself by struggling in silence. And speaking of community, if you haven't yet, don't forget to show your support for everybody here in this sobriety community by giving this video a thumbs up. And if you're ready to binge watch another one of our amazing videos, click on the link in the top corner of the screen. And with that, I want to wish you good luck on your self-improvement journey, and I will see you in the next video. If you want to see another one of our videos, click here.